Hi everyone, on this week's episode of Outdoor Junkies, me and Sarah Messer are heading out west to the great state of Colorado to chase bugling bulls with our archery equipment. Doing it the hard way, getting it done, Junkie Style. What's up, junkies? We are in the great state of Colorado hunting elk. Over-the-counter archery in the mountains. It is beginning of September. We are on state land right now. Me and Sarah walked about 4 miles back so far. We got another 2 miles to go. Kind of heading back into these hills behind me. Hoping there's some elk back in there. Past couple days we've had elk everywhere, but lots of pressure too. A lot of guys blowing these elk that we had a feeling would be in the area that they are, out on the private land. And just a ton of elk, but we're kind of hoping we're gonna work a little bit harder than everybody else is willing to. Cruise back over here. Like I said, we've been 3.5 miles back, state land, but it's cool. There's all these old corrals and cattle fences and stuff like that. And we're in a huge valley right now, but we're putting the work in. We're gonna crawl back up into this timber tonight and just putting the work in and try and get away from everybody and hope we find some elk. So stay tuned. You're watching Outdoor Junkies.
Outdoor Junkies is brought to you by Bait Box on the Rock, Wisco Meats, Hunting Gear, Custom Jigs and Spins, Bear Sense, E-Fish and Tackle, and these fine sponsors. This has been a Stone Lake production.
What do you think? What do you have to say, babe?
Tired.
Huh?
I'm tired.
Tired?
A little sore. A little cold. Not bad though.
No. Sleeping bags are good.
Yeah.
It's about 35 degrees outside. Nice cup of coffee will warm us up.
Yeah. I'm excited for some coffee.
Well, junkies, this is the start of day 2. And we're slightly concerned, I guess. We just, the whole walk up yesterday, about 7 to 8 miles back in here, we didn't see much sign. We saw a couple rubs, a couple wallows that were kind of getting used in the past couple days, but not regularly. So, but me and Sarah, what we're kind of thinking is it's been so hot and dry and warm here. No wind at all, really calm. We thought we'd be able to hear some bugles last night. We didn't hear a single peep, so it might just be it's a little too warm and they're not quite fired up yet. It's the middle of September. They should be bugling, but we didn't hear anything. So we're gonna remain optimistic and then give it at least another half a day in here. Go up about another 1,000 feet, probably another 2 miles or so, and just make sure we do our due diligence of hunting this little valley, this little pocket that we're in. And then, like I said, if we don't find anything, we're gonna pack up, head out, get back to the truck, and hit the next spot. Yeah, I mean, if there's anything within earshot, it might get them coming this way here.
We were heading out to Colorado on a unit that I had previously e-scouted. I use tools such as Onyx, Google Earth, and even though I can't physically put feet and boots on the ground there, I was able to look at aerial photos, the topography of the unit, and just kind of pick out spots to me that look like it would traditionally hold elk. Just from the previous 3 years of my experience, I've learned a lot as to what elk like, to the point where I can look at a map on Google Earth or Onyx and other, internet resources to help me put a good game plan together. A little water for some mountain ops, get some energy. And then we're climbing up that ridge right there.
And I always go into a hunt having a game plan A, B, C, different trailheads that I can work off of. If I strike out on one trailhead, to have another trailhead that I can go to get into an area where I think, you can potentially find some elk. So on hunts like this, especially doing it yourself, you want to have multiple game plans, different areas to look at, to have a game plan going in to hopefully give yourself an opportunity at a successful hunt, especially doing it yourself. That's what it takes, and that's part of the hunt, in my opinion. That's where a lot of the fun, the anticipation comes from, sitting, looking, spending hours on a computer to put a game plan together. And typically what I've come to realize is that elk aren't that much different from bluff country whitetails. They typically like to bed in the same areas. Whitetails in Wisconsin and the bluff countries where I hunt like to put the wind at their back, give themselves a bench, a point or a saddle, a plateau where they can look off the sides, use their eyes for anything that they can't smell, and then use their nose for anything approaching from the backs. And elk are no different.
Should have picked up an antelope today, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Hey, junkies. So we got out of here a couple days ago. I was able to hunt with Justin the first day, and then I got really sick the next 2 days. Couldn't hunt with him at all. I don't know if it was like a water contamination or just altitude sickness or what, but I'm running on almost 3.5 days of no food. So the 6-mile hike we just did is a little tiring, but hopefully I can eat something tonight. But we just hiked almost 6 miles back to where we were planning to go, but it looks like it's another at least 5 to 6 miles back there. So we're gonna hunt back to the truck and come up with a different game plan for tomorrow. But gorgeous view, fun. I like hiking the road, so.
What's up, everybody? It's about 11:30. Me and Sarah were planning on hiking up over this ridge and back a couple miles. Me and Sarah were planning on hiking up over this ridge and back a couple miles. But it's noon, and my line distance on my map on Onyx said 5.5 miles to get back up on top of where we wanted to go tonight. But Sarah's got her tracker on. We took a little bit of a detour in some stuff that looked elky this morning, and we've already gone 5.5. So it's noon, we're thinking if we go another 5.5, that'll be, 10, 11 in. And then back to the truck will be another 10, so we'd be over 20 today miles. And Sarah's been a little under the weather. I don't know if it's altitude sickness or I don't know if we got some bad water, but yeah, we're pretty whooped today, and it's noon, so I think we're gonna head back and give up on that for tonight. Keep it in the back of the mind for maybe later. I don't know if there's another way. It's the land that we're hunting is Colorado state land, and it's only foot traffic or horse, and it makes sense as to why nobody's back here. I don't know if it's even achievable without a horse. So, in one day, and there's no camping on the land either. So it's not like we could just come in with our tents and get halfway back there. If that was the case, that's what we'd be doing. We'd be setting up camp right here and have a beat on hopefully some elk for the morning. But no camping, foot and horse only, and we don't have any horses, so it's noon, lunch break, and I think we're heading back to the vehicle.
Yeah.
So we're turning around.
Turning around.
To the truck and going to town for some beer and a burger.
I'm gonna go try and have a beer.
Yeah. We could go for some good meal tonight too, and maybe a hotel stay.
Try some soup.
There you go.
some toast, and a shower.
There you go. What's up, junkies? I'm gonna be real quiet because me and Sarah crawled into this high alpine meadow. It's at 10,200 feet, and last night I didn't have the camera with me, but I was up at 10,800 doing some glassing, and I saw an elk, big elk, down in this meadow, kind of grazing, and me and Sarah decided we'd crawl in here. It was a good hike in here, lots of blown over timber and stuff, but I could definitely see whether it be elk in here, and there's some big bounded trails. We're sitting on the edge of the meadow, right down. My wind's going to come coming out this way down this creek, and just up this side hill of this mountain, there's some nice trails, and one thing comes out right here at 20 yards. So we're just gonna kind of sit the night. It's early yet, it's only September 7th, so we'll do a little cow calling, maybe rip a bugle or two, see what happens, but stay tuned. I got a good feeling about tonight. It's midday, and I get about 400 yards away, and all of a sudden we start seeing some elk sign. I'm like, all right, that's cool. There's some elk in here for sure. Some, not like a tremendous amount of elk sign, but I rip a bugle, nothing answers. Go another 100 yards, I rip another bugle, nothing's answering. I'm like, okay, but there is some elk sign. There's a little bit of rubs, and you can tell that they're in there. Rip a bugle, and I get cut off instantly, and it's like literally right where I had marked on my map, 100 yards away. Boom, I get cut off by a bugle, cuts me off. I scream back at him and get in a screaming match. I'm like, Sarah, get the camera ready, like this is happening really quick. I'm knocking an arrow, get down, and I look up, and here is a nice elk coming down the mountain at like 80 yards. I finally saw him at 80 yards just coming down. So he's looking towards where he's hearing us bugling, and he's not seeing anything, but he's fired up, cuts down to about 60 yards, stops, and 60 yards it's a shot that I can take. I was hesitant. He started making a rub, and I'm like, you know what? I was asking Sarah, I'm like, should I shoot him at 60? Like, what should we do? I was just going back and forth. He was all fired up. He was perfectly broadside for me, and I was thinking in my head, no, you know what? He's going to turn and give me a better shot. He's going to come down here and hopefully give me like a 20-yard chip shot, something like that. And he's not seeing anything, but he's fired up enough where he's raking. I'm sure he had a cow with him that he left. Came down to defend her and push us off. But we just couldn't get him to close that gap of 60 yards. He raked and stood there. know what, it's now or never. So I drew back and Sarah's over my shoulder, and sure enough, it found its mark. Yep. It's a dead one. Keep on. So when it all came together, we were extremely ecstatic. I mean, it's hard to explain the feeling. There is no words for it. You just got to get out there and do it yourself.
Yeah, he's going down.
Oh my God. Public land, over the counter. Me and Sarah earned it. She wanted to kill me coming up here. Oh, baby.
Yes.
Oh my God. Oh, that was sick. That was sick.
Looking to stand out from your competitors and increase your brand awareness?
Yeah, baby!
Woo! Then advertise with Outdoor Junkies and reach your target audience. From new product reviews and product placement on our show, our team will enhance your marketing strategy and generate new clients. Oh, yeah! Contact us today at 262-607-6399 or check out our website at outdoorjunkies.tv and get your fix.
All right, junkies, here's where the shot was. I don't know if Sarah got it on film, it doesn't matter. He was in my lane, and I don't know if I merped him or muted him, but just got him to stop, and I think I 12 ringed him, honestly. I think it's a hard shot. He was toast. Let's check him out. Hard work pays off. Last night I was freaking up on top of this ridge, and I guarantee you it's the same elk that I saw last night. So it's early still, a little patternable, and me and Sarah came in here with the game plan for tonight, and it was 6:45 when he showed up last night, and it was 6:45 tonight, and we didn't want to hike out too much in the dark, so I ripped a bugle and gave him a couple cow calls, and he came freaking right down in. So it's nice when it works out like that. Doesn't always happen like that, but when they read the script, it's freaking nice. So check him out. Where's my arrow? Mm-hmm. On. Not the biggest bull in the world, but I don't care. Public land, over the counter, archery, getting it done the hard way. Definitely no monster, but it doesn't matter. Legal bull on public land, over the counter, doing it the hard way. It's a dead one. Archery. Keep on. Keep on. Support.
Yeah, he's going down.
Whew. Not much air up here. The air is thin, but take a look around. Couldn't ask for more of a gorgeous place to take a bull. I couldn't be more proud of myself as well as Sarah. around the camera. She was definitely a trooper. She's been sick all week. She still made the trek up here this afternoon because I had a really good feeling after watching this bull about a mile away. Glassed him up last night. Just had a good feeling he was gonna do the same thing he did last night. And it was 6:45. He came through at 6:45 last night, and he showed up tonight, and it paid off. So hope you enjoyed this week's episode of Outdoor Junkies. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next week. It's a good day.